Hey everyone, welcome. Today we have an amazing topic for you. So I'm going to show you the quick graphic that we have because it's kind of cool. So this is advertising your products and your services. And you are on live. I'm going to introduce my co-host first. This is Veronica Jeans. Veronica, who are you and why should we listen to you?
So I'm Veronica Jeans and I am an e-commerce mentor and coach. And I help you get your products online and Claudia finds amazing customers to come and buy your products.
Right. Awesome. I'm so glad that you're here with us and with me every week that you've been on this journey with me. So I truly appreciate it. It means the world to me. And myself, for those that are watching, my name is Claudia Sheridan. I'm a digital marketing strategist and coach. So I help you get in front of the people most likely to buy from you as often as possible so that you can grow your business. And today's topic is all about advertising and where you can advertise your business. So if you are joining us live, please let us know. Give us a quick thumbs up, a reaction. Let us know a comment. I am monitoring the comments I know we're streaming on a couple different pages. I am monitoring the comments over at Claudia Sheridan 1. So if you post there, I'll see the comment and I can bring that into the presentation. If you post somewhere else, just know we will absolutely get back to you. So with that, I'm going to jump right on in and let's get talking about marketing. In these last few episodes, I think like the last 4 or 5 or so, we've been focusing on the new year and making sure our marketing plan is up to place, up to par. Over here to my left, which you can't see, I have our list of topics. So we have covered planning, scheduling, tools that you can use. What else have we covered? Let me look. Budgeting. We covered budgeting.
Oh, yes.
So goal setting. So we've covered quite a few videos. Definitely watch those. You see them over on our Marketing Your Passions page or on Veronica Jeans' page or myself's page or my page as well. But today it's really important that we figure out that next step. So now that we have our marketing plan in place, we have an idea of what we're going to do. Now we've got to get to advertising. So Veronica, when I mention the word advertising to you, what does that mean?
It actually means spending money on Google or Facebook or Instagram or Amazon or Bing, LinkedIn, right?
Right, all the different, so putting some actual money behind it, because we have organic marketing, right? And organic is where we don't put any money behind it. We have a presence, we don't put any money behind it. So when we're talking about advertising, this is actually places that you can get more exposure for your business, so more awareness, your marketing dollars can go a little further because you are spending some money on it. And hopefully you've got your plan in place and you have a strategy so that you're not just throwing money out into the wind, right? What is, Veronica, for your clients? So Veronica works specifically with e-commerce clients. So Veronica, with your clients, what is one of maybe the challenges that they may find when it comes to having now to advertise their products?
Well, the first thing that they tend to just want to sell the products, sell, and we don't like to be sold to. So it's actually getting their story out. It's really hard for e-commerce owners to get their stories out there and to pay for those stories so that people can know that they're around. They go, well, I'm selling these products and I'm not really getting an ROI from this story that I'm selling. So why should I do it? Right.
Why should you continue? And I think, I know I've used this when I do my live presentations, when you see me in person or if you attend any of my courses or whatever, I typically equate it to going to a gym. And with the new year looming, I think that's actually probably a pretty perfect analogy, because we're all thinking, or maybe you're not thinking, but you may be thinking about getting in shape and what does it take to get in shape? And okay, I've got to join a gym. And the reality is that, I can't walk in on day 1, go and work with a trainer for an hour and walk out with a beach perfect body. It's not going to happen, right? So you've got to put some money behind it. You've got to put some energy and some effort and consistency. And if something isn't working, I think the question that we need to ask ourselves as marketers for our business is, why isn't it working? What can I change to make it work? Not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. not just saying it's not working, I'm done, forget this, right?
Yeah, we have one promotion, let's advertise, oh, it's not working, okay, Facebook doesn't work,
Right. And they'll do that oftentimes with print ad too. I mean, I've seen that with clients. They'll say, I put an ad in a paper one time and it didn't work. And it's like, okay, so you did it one time and it didn't work one time.
Yes.
That's not even enough to even be testing.
And this is the example I have of my hairdresser, right? Because she's an amazing marketer. She has a big flashing sign on her window, and all this type of thing. And I found her in a magazine that was at a doctor's office or somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I was flicking through, and I was in the area the first time, and I was looking for a hairdresser, and I thought, wow, look at this cool ad, I think I'm going to try her out. And I have been her customer for 6 years. So that was one ad, but she advertises every single month for the last 6 years in that magazine.
Right, because I think that the only place that magazine has an extremely long shelf life is at the publisher's and at the doctor's office. It seems like, right, at the doctor's office you always have magazines that are just a couple of years old, not always the most recent. And so that's huge. So it really is a lot about consistency. Now I did, in preparation for today, I was doing a quick search on, maybe some of the channels I wasn't familiar with. And so I'm going to just go down, and Veronica, let me know if you've heard of some of these before. I mean, some I know you have, but some I'd be surprised if you had. And these are all places where you can not only be marketing your business, but advertising on as well, and putting some dollars behind it and really amplifying your message. So, of course, Facebook, there's 1.59 billion active users approximately. Instagram, there's 400 million approximate average users and these are per day.
Yes.
Per day, not per month, per day. Wow. YouTube, I don't have the number on YouTube, but I know it's a lot. LinkedIn is about 100 million. Tumblr, which, I'll be honest, I kind of wrote Tumblr off, and something to reconsider because there's about 555 million active users on Tumblr. I know, right? That's a lot. And this was based on an advertisement or a report, not an advertisement, but a report that was written in, updated June 2018, so fairly recent.
Wow.
On it. So Twitter, sometimes we tend to just poo-poo Twitter, but no, there's 320 million active people there. And I'll tell you, I just recently had an experience. I was in Las Vegas this past weekend, and there was an issue with my reservation, not from the hotel, but from the third-party company that I utilized to book my hotel. And I went on Twitter and, started saying, hey, I need help. Hey, what's going on? And we've been communicating this whole time. And I just today received another message from them saying that they've credited my account for the inconvenience. So, not a lot, but hey, $25 towards my next booking. I'll take it, right? Thanks. So thank you, Twitter, for making that happen, because that probably would not have happened, had I not been on Twitter. And that's important that you're listening on these channels as well. Yes. Snapchat still has about 200 million active users on it. Pinterest has about 100 million active users. Reddit has about 100 million active users. Here's one I've never heard of, but if your target audience is in the Latin Americas, you might want to look at Taringa, which is Taringa, Taringa, or said without an accent, Taringa. And that's got about 75 million active users on it. Wow. Foursquare, which I guess has purchased Swarm or has an offshoot called Swarm, about 40 million active users. Here's one that I thought was cute, only because those of you that have been in social media for a long time know MySpace.
MySpace,
still has about 20 million active users on it.
Wow.
I know, right? So a lot of it has to do with the music industry. So if you're in the music industry, you might want to consider MySpace. StumbleUpon has still 25 million active. Nextdoor, which if you're in the Americas, I know that the Nextdoor is starting to grow in popularity. I don't have the number of users on that, but I see a lot of opportunities for referrals there. BuzzNet, another one that you can share your content on, and I put a description on that. It allows users to share content on the basis of their personal interest in the form of videos, photos, and journals. And it apparently also seamlessly integrates with Facebook. So something to take a look at. DeviantArt. DeviantArt, DeviantArt,
Yep.
regarded as the largest online social networking community for art lovers and artists.
Wow.
Yeah, no clue. It enables users to take photos of their artwork and share them with others. So if you're in that creative space, or you're looking as you need the art community as your client, you might want to give that a look. Meetup.com, of course,
Yep.
another great one. Allows you to meet up with people. Quora, another great site that I think is really underutilized to advertise on. Flickr is still there, right?
Yes.
Flickr has been around forever, it seems. And, there's more. I mean, this is just from a list of 60 of them.
Yeah, can you use WhatsApp is coming up very fast, especially overseas, because everybody's using WhatsApp, and I think you can start advertising on WhatsApp.
Yeah, WhatsApp is there. WhatsApp has approximately 1 billion active users on it.
Yeah.
And I didn't list it on there because I didn't mention anything about the advertising, but I'm almost positive that I want to say that I read that advertising had been available on WhatsApp. Facebook Messenger. You can advertise to Facebook Messenger. That's huge as well. And Facebook's Audience Network.
Yes.
Huge, which Audience Network is, a grouping of a network of businesses that allows Facebook to advertise on. So it's not uncommon for you maybe to click on a Wall Street Journal article, and all of a sudden you see an ad, and that ad is actually from Facebook or served on Facebook.
Yes.
So huge opportunities that are potentially missed opportunities.
And maybe cheaper.
And possibly cheaper, yeah. I mean, in looking through what they have, I mean, you might find less expensive audience because that's truly where your audience hangs out.
And one of the big ones for e-commerce stores is Google Shopping.
Oh, so I put that down as to a quote unquote non-social channel. Google being huge, Google AdWords, Google Shopping, Google My Business.
Yes, Google My Business, exactly. So and Google Search Console is coming up. Okay, so that's more advertising like Bing, but Google Shopping is very important to be on if you have an e-commerce store. You have to be on Google Shopping because those little pictures pop up with prices and everything at the top of Google. If you want to, you have to be visual. And it's even better than Google Ads, actually.
Really? And that's so huge. And so how is Google Shopping easy to set up? Is it difficult to set up? I mean, like on a scale of 1 to 10, if I was a newbie to Google, where would you, let's make it on a scale of 1 to 5, right? It's a little bit more narrow scale. If I was a newbie and I was just setting up my Shopify store and I wanted to get set up with Google Shopping, is that something that's extremely difficult for me to do? Or is that something that I can kind of not only get help from you with, right, and reach out to you, but maybe I could kind of try and navigate on my own?
Yes. Well, it's, if you know anything about Google Ads, it's similar, right?
Okay.
So it's easy to set up, but if you don't set it up properly, then it's like spraying your money out there and it all goes away. So it's integrated with Shopify, so your products will be automatically popped up. So you really got to know more about it. Again, you got to know about SEO, what pops up on Google so that customers can actually see what you've got on, what your options are.
So that's actually extremely similar to like Facebook shopping as well. So if you've got your Facebook shop set up, you can actually have your ads, your products pop up right under your videos and things like that. And so that's another opportunity to get, if you've got let's say a Facebook video running and you want to showcase your products under that video and you've got your Facebook shopping, put some money behind it. All of a sudden you're showing the products that are showing up in the video, kind of, a one-stop shop, if you will, if you're on the Facebook platform. And so I can totally see if I'm on Google, I would want my stuff to pop up.
Yes. So, but with Shopify as well, you're integrated with Pinterest with buy buttons. You're integrated with Instagram right now, so you can actually tag your products. And then you're integrated with Facebook, so you can tag your products again. So when somebody clicks on the image, so the image has a dress on. So if they click on the dress, it goes to that product, shows them the prices. Hang on a sec, there's a couple of more. Messenger. So, and then the newest thing that's happened on Shopify is you can actually run your ads through Shopify from Google Shopping Google Ads, shopping, and Facebook ads. So that's what I'm testing right now to see. But it goes straight. It's like all your products go straight onto Facebook and Google Shopping.
And I think when it comes down to the advertising portion, I mean, not only do we want to make it easier for the customer to find us and to continuously get in front of them, and in order to do that, you know, we're going to need to definitely budget, put some money behind it, and truly spend the effort not only in marketing but in truly advertising our business, because everything we do is marketing, right? It's our persona, our branding, it's our presence, it's our image, it's how we carry ourselves, things like that. But when it comes to the advertising, it's more so of what do I want to put in front of other people.
Exactly.
Because I'm picking and choosing what that is. Exactly.
And I mean, the way I equate it, I know we've spoken about this before, is you're investing in your business. So if you don't spend those marketing dollars, you're going to be selling very slowly. And believe me, I have proof. Okay. So
it is. I mean, you can have it done well, you can have it done fast, you can have it done cheap. Pick two.
You got to pick two, right?
You got to only pick two. So yeah, definitely Google Shopping, Google My Business, Google AdWords. Those are all extremely important ways that you can tools that you can utilize to get in front. And you know, if we want to go into spending a little bit of our money and really focusing on our SEO, I mean, there's definitely things that we can do to ramp up. But there are some things that somebody who may know a little bit more can do to really ramp up your appearance, so that it's costing you a little bit less money to get in front of people, right?
And I mean, the secret behind the advertising, as well as people tend to, come and buy. But the secret is, because it's social media, people are there socially. They get very irritated with ads, right? So how can you not make them irritated with ads is by rather doing an educated Facebook advertising or an ad rather than, hey, here's my product, buy, right?
Right. It's a lot less like, I think when you're looking at advertising on a social media platform versus something like Google Shopping, right? Google Shopping is showcasing the product, so we're expecting to see it, right? But when you're advertising on social media, it truly is considering your surroundings. You want to stand out, but you want to stand out in a good way because you're inviting them into a conversation. Years ago, and I don't know how long ago, but it's one of the examples I love using, especially depending on the audience and their age, if they'll remember. But Capital One did this television commercial, and it was "What's in Your Wallet?"
Yes.
Right. And so there was a time, for those of you that are probably closer to an age that remembers this, there was a time where you'd meet up with people, and if you wanted to show pictures of your family and friends, loved ones, and experiences, you would pull out your wallet and you would show those photos, right?
Yes.
Now we pull out our phones and we show those photos, and oftentimes we may go straight to something like Facebook and jump into Facebook and show the photos because you've uploaded them to Facebook. And so when I think of like what's in your wallet, I'm thinking of like if you're advertising your business, you're promoting your business, making sure that whatever you post out there is something worthy of being in someone's wallet.
Exactly, right? You don't want to get them to get irritated with you. Although I do have to say this, right? Some I won't call him an idiot, but
we have no bleeping here, so we're owning that word.
I think the advertisement, we had an advertisement, and then he just went, "Well, I hate you guys. Why are you advertising?" And I said to him, "Sir, Facebook is free because I'm paying for it. So hello, right?" So but the people don't really equate advertising with actually. That's why I can use it for free, and let's just tolerate the advertisers. They don't think like that. They don't want to be sold to. I mean, it's like an irritating salesperson that keeps in your face when you want to browse and you don't know what you're going to buy.
Right, or that telemarketer calling you at dinner time. Or that person that's, coming door to door, and you're like, don't answer the door. Everybody be quiet. Don't move. They won't know we're home. Kind of like that. And so I think that's such an important distinction to know, is that you can be annoying online, and you can be annoying and not realize that you're annoying.
Exactly. And
right?
then, and if you're forever selling, you are annoying. So, and I know this is like, you feel like you're wasting money if you're not advertising your product, but you're not, because you have to be in front of your customers. And the way you're going to be in front of your customers is if you're advertising, because they're not going to see what you post on your page all the time,
Right.
because so many things going through. So Facebook is not optimizing your posts because we're not paying them. They're optimizing your ads because it pays them, because we're paying them.
Absolutely. And those of us that are paying for our ads, we are 1,000% making sure that we are paying for all of the free people.
Exactly. So Facebook really hopefully works with us, and Instagram and all these other people they do put you in front of, it's like being in that magazine in front of people, right?
Totally. And I think that's really important. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because we want to make sure that we plan for this. That's definitely why we're including this in the marketing plan series and getting ready for the new year, is because sure, you may be doing everything you can to market your business and go out there, do it in person, do it online, do it in print, do it in the skywriting for all, we care, if the more the better, right? But you need to focus on where you're putting some of those dollars, and making sure that if you're going to be spending those dollars, that you're doing it in a way that, you're taking ownership for it. B, you're playing by the rules so that you can get the most bang for your buck, so that, we play by Facebook's rules, we start to get more bang for the buck. Really quickly, I wanted to welcome anybody who's joining us on the replay or just now catching us live. We are live talking about advertising dollars, advertising your business, and the different ways that you can be doing that online. You are on with my co-host, Veronica Jeans, e-commerce expert and mentor, and myself, Claudia Sheridan, digital marketing strategist and coach. And we're, again, talking about advertising, and specifically the distinction of advertising being that medium by which we are putting money behind it. So we are running ads. Earlier this year, depending on when you're watching it, earlier in 2018, Mark Zuckerberg went in front of Congress, and there was all these questions, and I watched the whole, few days of it to make sure I didn't miss anything. And probably the best part of it was when Zuckerberg would sit there and say, Senator, we sell ads. We sell ads. That's how we make money. We sell ads. And so it's one of those things that you need to think about. How are you advertising your business? What mediums are you using in order to get the word out there and to encourage that conversion, right?
Exactly. And then knowing where your customer is lurking and playing, that's where you're going to advertise, because we can't advertise on everything. Then, we're spending too many marketing dollars. But, really knowing your customer and knowing where they are playing, right? So maybe they're playing on LinkedIn or Instagram or what's that other chat thing? Snapchat.
Really knowing where your customer is, because I was thinking about that today, working with clients. Sometimes they want to be everywhere. And I do preach as much as possible omnipresence. You want to kind of be everywhere you can, as within reason, depending on what your budget is, depending on what your department looks like. You may have a full marketing department, and so it works great for you. But if your chances are like an entrepreneur or a solopreneur, which typically tends to be the audience that Veronica and I speak to, we don't have all those resources in place. And so it's really important to, if you can't be everywhere, it's important to find out where your audience is and then focus on one channel and really, really, really getting good at that. So, it's whether that's social or not social. If you're on Google and you want to really, really, really optimize your Google, then by all means go for it if that's where you're comfortable going. Or if you're on Facebook, then go for it. Start somewhere. Really learn it, really optimize it, and start to get your bang for your buck, and then move on to that next spot, and do a lot of testing, because you may find that you may think your audience isn't somewhere, and yet they might be there. Quick story: I did a presentation last week at a local state school, local college, and it's all graduating seniors, right? And they're all graduating seniors in digital marketing realm. And one guy is a musician, and he plays bluegrass music. And he's like, I've played, one of my first questions I ask is who's done Facebook ads before? Raise your hand. Who wants to be a digital marketer? Raise your hand. All those things. And he said something that just kind of blew me away because it caught me off guard. One was his tone and the attitude, but not only that, he was saying that his audience is not on Facebook. And when I asked who his audience was, he said they typically tend to be individuals over the age of 65. And he's like, they're not on Facebook. I know. And I was like, wow, have you done your research? Because they're absolutely on Facebook. And he's like, no, they're not. I mean, he just was adamant that they're not there.
Where did he think they were?
I don't know exactly. But I was like, go to your local senior center and do a quick, if you think that senior citizens are your audience, go to the local senior center and ask them some questions. Hey, do you use Facebook?
I know, right?
Right? They teach classes on it. And so clearly they're there, and he's saying they're not there. And so oftentimes where you think your customer is may not necessarily be where your customer is.
And exactly. So we've had this experience as well with one of the stores, and I cannot remember who we were talking about. And we actually did some research as I was doing my workshop. We did some research, and both her audiences, the old and the young, were both on Facebook.
So
that was interesting because we assume the young are not on Facebook, right? Everybody assumes they're on Snapchat and Instagram or somewhere. But that really also, I mean, if, you just don't know. And then knowing who your audience is, so you're test it out and see, okay, so maybe your audience is between 25 and 45. Unless you test it, you don't know.
Right. You don't know. If you don't look at the numbers, you don't know. Which is really important when it comes to advertising is in being able to track your advertising efforts. And so online, it's fairly easy to track your advertising efforts because most of the platforms have metrics that are made available to you, or you can always set up goals and things like that on Google Analytics. And you can get that information, or you can check your bottom line and see where the referral source is coming in from. And if you're advertising in a non-online method, like going to a networking event and pitching your product, or speaking in front of an audience, or running an ad or a billboard, something that is probably more traditional, which I'm going to say is now probably non-traditional, because we tend to think of online first.
Yes.
There's just simply that asking, how did you hear about us? And it may not give you the exact place they came from, like that starting point, because that's marketing, but your ad is the part where you're like, okay, if my marketing is there, my marketing dollars are spent to promote, and it's fairly consistent, they kind of become almost like a fixed cost. Exactly. And then your advertising becomes a little bit more variable because depending on, what it is that you're trying to gain from that goal. Ask the question, how did you hear about us? Or what was that final deciding factor that made you come? And hopefully you're getting to know your audience so it's not a one and done.
And so, exactly. So I like the way you're saying about the marketing and then the advertising, because in the Shopify, so you can see where they're coming from, whether it's from search or wherever, but you don't know whether they've seen you on Facebook, whether you popped something in LinkedIn, whether you've popped something on Pinterest, and then they saw your ad on Google, for instance, right? Or they saw your ad on Facebook and they come via Google and via Amazon and all these other places, and then they see your ad. So you really don't know where they're actually seeing you, but you don't have to advertise. It doesn't mean you have to advertise everywhere, but you have to market everywhere.
You have to market, and that's huge. I mean, every step that they took up to the point where they took the transaction, that's your marketing, right? And then when they finally made the decision and converted, like that's your advertising. Like that's the ad that was finally the one that tipped that scale or that moved that needle.
Exactly. And so most people, I would say a lot of people don't understand that marketing is a huge part of the advertising.
Totally. And again, those of you that are just joining us, we are making a distinction between the two.
The other way around.
Right? You're like, well, I think the biggest thing is that when we talk about marketing, we're talking about getting that word out, getting more people to know you, moving people along the customer buying journey up until the point where they're ready to buy. And then that advertising is what's just going to take it over that edge. It's going to be that final one that's going to make that deciding factor for them. And it's like, okay, I need this ad to now take that action. I mean, I've got, every month I've got a free training that I do, and it's all month long. It's marketing where I'm getting in front of people. And then currently I have a couple of ads running where those ads is saying, okay, now if you want to learn more, take action, click this button, attend a free training. So those of you that are just joining us, it's on 2019jumpstart.com. And I've got a training I know, shameless plug, and I've got a training this Thursday night. But it's one of those things where we're thinking about that marketing and then that ad, and there's money behind that ad to get in front of people.
Yeah, otherwise it's not going to work. I mean, it's just guaranteed not going to work.
Right.
So because I'm an administrator on a lot of the stores, I've got a lot of stuff coming through my emails, but I have those dings coming in. Hey, we have a sale. And those sales will be one a day, right? But so if we're advertising and we're really concentrating on that marketing, we're going to start having that ding, 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 ding feeling, right?
Right, because we've got a repetitive process now that we can we've got a system in place, and a lot of people don't get that system in place, right? And if you don't have a system, and, it's so funny because I heard it one time, but, the system, do you know what the acronym SYSTEM stands for?
No, I don't.
So system, right? SYSTEM. Save yourself time, energy, and money. SYSTEM. Save yourself time, energy, and money. So yeah, I mean, how can you save yourself time, energy, and money? Is to get a system in place that includes your marketing to make them more aware, move them through the funnel of awareness, engagement, ultimately down to conversion. Conversion is where you've got your ads running, because your ads, it's that final next step on there. A couple of other things I wanted to bring up when it comes to advertising, is maybe those non-online channels are really important too, because it gives you that well-rounded. You never know how people are going to consume information.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So taking a look at press releases, they're not dead. We think they are, but there's definitely an audience depending on who your audience is.
Yeah.
Right? Knowing who it is.
Press releases are nowadays, all the press releases are online. Even if they are in print, they are online. So you get the double if you're paying for double. I think they charge you extra for the online and for the print. But still,
Yeah, I mean, get them out there, do them. There are people who are looking for that. Getting in the media. The mass media is huge as well. You can use the press releases to get in the mass media. And one of the things, Tanya Target, who is someone that I admire, she works a lot with getting people into mass media, so getting on television, right? Getting journalists around them. And she says something all the time that I really love. And she said, if your product is solving a pain point, and therefore people are buying it, then what do you think the pain point is for a journalist?
Yes,
the pain point for a journalist is not having a news story. So if you need to solve that pain point, get your press releases out there.
Yeah. And I was funny enough, I did a live video, and we're talking about personalization and personalizing your e-store and telling your story. Then you have the story is how you're doing all this stuff can be solve the journalist's pain point.
Right. Yeah. I mean, totally. So it's about differentiating yourself, and you are your differentiating factor. And then just a couple more things I have to go, and then we can wrap it all up. But like your local cable station, there are people who still watch regular television, and by television I mean cable. I'm not one of those people. Yeah. But
people are not. I know that. I mean, I know people that are just watching the cable just to get the news and everything. So you have that opportunity to be on locally.
Yeah, and if you can't get on there, then there's advertising options to get on, things like Hulu or Netflix or any of those paid subscription type channels as well.
Exactly.
So
Pandora,
yeah, there's definitely a lot of options on that. So I wanted to go ahead and just wrap it up a little bit shorter than usual on it. We're going to start getting a little bit more, rather than looking at the time and going, hey, we got to get there. We're going to make sure that we respect your guys' time and bring it to a close once we've got nothing else to say, rather than rambling. So with that,
you gotta keep on talking, right?
Right, we could keep on talking forever. You guys don't even know. We could keep on talking forever. But yeah, so Veronica, if you had to give one tip or one summary on advertising for your clients, what would that be?
Advertise consistently.
I love that. Advertise consistently. If you want that six-pack from the gym, you got to be consistent, right?
I know, right?
Definitely advertise consistently. And I think that if I had to give one, because I tend to focus more on the service individual, if I had to give a tip to my clients, is to plan for your advertising, to plan for it. Because if you don't plan for it, you're not going to know what you're trying to get out of it in terms of it being measurable and what goal you're trying to accomplish. So if you plan for it.
Yes. Or you're just going to jump in, right?
You're just going to jump in. Yeah, you don't know how that water is. That water might be freezing.
Yes,
or boiling. You never know.
No,
so,
I know, right?
Don't just jump in. Definitely plan for it and go from there. So there you have it, Veronica. If somebody wanted to follow up with you, how would they get in touch with you?
I'm on Veronica Jeans Mentor on Facebook, and my website is veronicajeans.com. Easy to remember, and email. Just connect, just messenger me. I'm always online.
Same here. My contact information. You can go to claudiasheridan.com. You can message me everywhere on claudiasheridan.com. You can find me on Facebook at Claudia Sheridan 1, and we're here for you. So we like to thank anybody who came out and joined us live as well as on the replay. Again, if you're watching us on the replay, leave us a comment. Let us know you're here. Ask any questions, and we'll be happy to follow up with you guys. We hope to see you guys next week, Tuesday, 1 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Central, for our next topic, which
is
I have... great offers. Crafting great offers.
I love
That's huge. You're going to definitely want to be here for that. So...
Yeah.
All right, you guys, have an amazing day, and we'll catch you guys soon. Bye.